Alright, today I think we need to take a look at the floor in this thing. Now, I know that it has some rot. I know that, I've seen it. But I haven't been able to really kind of explore... Whoa! Ha. Haven't been able to really explore kind of how bad it is. So I think today I'm going to pull the seat out, start ripping the carpet out, get it vacuumed, and just really assess the damage. And there's part of me that's a little worried about the rust just because this is a unibody car, so the cage like welds to the floor. So if the floor is starting to rust, it makes things a little less safe. So I do want to actually take care of it before it gets real bad. And then once this is done, it'll make the next job that much easier. And the next thing is all this wiring, because this thing is just a hodgepodge. So let's just start at the beginning and start ripping the carpet out. A lot of this stuff is just glued down. I'm sure we'll have to cut a bunch of it. I got the seat and the bars out, got the carpet out, vacuumed it, and I'll admit, the hole's a little bit more than I thought. But after looking at things, I feel a little bit better about the cage, because right through here, this is all the like 1.5 by 2 steel tubing. That goes up here, that connects to this bracing, which is what this bar ties into. And this has a good plate, the floor up here and everything's good. I believe this ties into that subframe connector, so I feel like the cage is all still as safe as it can be. And this connects to the outriggers that I had the jack stands on the other day, so it looks kind of like they tried to patch it at one point. There's a bunch of like seam sealer right through here, or something. I don't know what else this would be. Yeah, you can see where they had a piece welded here. So I think they probably just didn't prime it or anything. So it just started to rot out again. Yeah, because this doesn't even have any ribs in it. This is all patch panel. So I'm not really sure how I want to go about fixing this particular one. Just because, like, I know the right way is to cut way past all the rust, grind the paint smooth, and ideally find a floor pan for it and weld it in. But just because of this being a race car, it has this full, like, frame rail here and everything. This isn't super structural. This is just a skin, basically. I might just cut out as much as I can. I'll spray some sort of like sealant on everything, and I might just shape some sheet metal and do some self-tappers to hold it in, and then maybe some seam sealer, and then paint the whole floor. That's kind of what I'm thinking, just because I don't want this to be like a full 2-week ordeal, you know? Alright, I have successfully made the hole even bigger. There's a joke there somewhere I'm not going to make. It's inappropriate. We're better than that. So now, I think what I'm going to do, since this side is fine, and I don't have the sheet metal right now, I have to go and get it. I think what I'm going to do is probably take the wire cup brush to this side, because this side's good. I think I'm going to take the wire cup brush and try to knock everything off of this side, get it real clean, get all this glue and gunk and everything off of here. This thing has a pretty big tunnel. Once we do that, I'll vacuum it again, and then we'll probably spray it with some chassis paint or something. Alright, while that paint's drying, this is just temporary to keep it from flash rusting again. I'd like to get some actual like brush on, not really bed liner, but something kind of like that, something a little more durable. Anyway, while that's drying, got some sheet metal, and I need to cut out, we'll start with just a basic rectangle. I need to cut it out 33 long by 16 wide, and I am lucky enough to only have tin snips to cut this big boy. Alright, this is our new floor. So now I can set this in the car, get a rough idea of things. Yep, looks like sheet metal. And now I just gotta beat it into submission. got a lot of the floor done. I don't remember where I left off because the camera died and I just said screw it, kept working. But I got it all cut and beat into shape, and then I used a bunch of these self-tappers to kind of hold it against everything so that the seams and everything were lined up nice. And then I just slowly kept stitch welding it. Now, I could just seam seal it and call it good here, but I can't stand that. So what I'm going to do to remedy that is I'm going to cut a piece of this, and because I don't have a bead roller, but I have a welder, I can cut a couple strips and go across it and kind of stitch weld those in place, and they'll do kind of the same thing as a bead roller. So that's my plan. I'm gonna get that knocked out real quick, and then we will call the floor done, because this has taken a lot longer than it should have. All right, I ran out of gas right as I was doing this little brace, so that's pretty fun. But honestly, I think the floor's plenty welded in. I need to let it cool off, and I'll go get some sort of coating or something to actually cover the floor with. Some sort of like anti-slip, like bed liner or something, and then we'll be looking pretty good. I can get the seat mounted in there, but we're not doing that today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is stuff that I never planned on doing, but I want to leave the car alone as much as possible right now and get it baselined, but I also don't want to risk dying. So getting the floor where the seat and everything, I mean, it would have been all right, honestly, but looking back, it probably would have been fine. But at the time, I thought the cage was welded to the floor, being a unibody car. I didn't know that they had outriggers and everything going to the subframe connectors and to the back half and everything, so yeah, looking back, it would have been fine, but I just wanted to be safe. And I think the next thing to do as far as safety goes is redo the wiring, because this wiring is pretty dangerous, I think. Like, this wiring to the distributor comes all the way over here and then into the firewall. Like, I mean, exactly like that. If that thing fell on the header, there could be shorts. It could catch on fire. I don't want to catch on fire. So we'll get to that in one of the next videos. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, clicking the bell. Don't forget, if you want merch, first link in the description below. If you need anything from Snake Eater Performance, use code SNYDERTRON for 10% off your order. And I'll see you guys in the next one.